Check, 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 check. I don't hear nothing. Probably should have checked before I got on. Oh my goodness. With the audio, iPad, microphone. Okay. I guess they don't let you check. Okay. Well, welcome to the Hood Trucker Show News Live. And hopefully you can hear me because I probably should have checked about the audio and I didn't. So it's not showing up. So hopefully you can hear me. Secondly, welcome again. This is a members only live, right? I may release it later to non-members, especially, but maybe not if we can't hear any audio. So let's get into it. What we're going to do is we're going to go and look at some of the news stories that's happening. As we know, Donald Trump won New Hampshire last night, but there's some stir up, right? Fox News called him out for his narcissism and rage after Nikki Haley dress dig. I don't know what that. We're going to look into that. What else? Trump lashes out at Kayleigh McEnany. Save your advice for Nikki. So Kayleigh McEnany was his old press secretary. So she's been saying a few things that he doesn't like. We love that. What else is in the news? 5 elite colleges accused of conspiring to limit financial aid and will settle for $104 million. I mean, we all know colleges ain't. I mean, they're in it for the money. I don't know why you would limit. You would get caught conspiring to limit financial aid. Limit financial aid to who? So we might take a look at that real quick. Israel media mostly keep Gaza human toll out of sight. To be honest with you, I'm not really into Israel and the Gaza stuff and going on over there, mostly because it doesn't affect me. Now, I don't like to speak on stuff that I don't know nothing about, and I don't know nothing about it. I'm sure it's, for the people that's involved, there's a lot going on there, but I'm just not, I'm not that versed on it, so I'm going to stay away from that. But what we are versed on is this Donald Trump stuff, right? Donald Trump apparently went on a tirade. There's, as you can see from the thumbnail, they are breaking their necks to go to the front of the line as to who can kiss his behind more, because they want a position in the cabinet, whether it be vice president, which I'm sure that they are absolutely vying for. That's probably the most prestigious one that they can get now, since they know that they have no chance to win the primary. Nikki Haley's still in it. Like, apparently she's going to stay in it. I read something that she's going to continue to fight. Tim Scott, who's from South Carolina. Nikki Haley, who's also from South Carolina. Tim Scott endorsed Donald Trump. And apparently he had some kind of incident where he walked up to him. I haven't seen it, but he walked up to him and looked like he's going to give him a kiss. And, there's been some question about Tim Scott's sexuality anyway, so not sure what's going on there. So let's see what's going on with the McEnany stuff. Let's see. Former president apparently not happy with commentary his former press secretary gave on Fox News. Let's take a look at that and see what we got doing. Hopefully y'all can hear me. Let's see. Okay, let's I don't know what's going on there. We're not going to take a bunch of time. See, I can't share my screen, so let's do this. Let's go over to YouTube and see what they got over there. YouTube. Okay, let's see. Trump McEnany. How do you spell that? McElhaney. McElhaney? I think we get close. McElhaney. Kaylee McEnany. Okay. Kaylee McEnany. Kaylee. Shoot. I probably should have done this first, right? Kaylee McElhaney. No, let's see. Trump. Kaylee. Let's try that. Kaylee McEnany explains why Trump VP pick is so important. He lashed out, though. Let's see. Essentially running as an incumbent. Let's see. Keep your... Okay, let's do this. Trump. Let's do this. Trump, keep your advice for Nikki. Donald Trump defeats Nikki Haley in Canada. Okay. Maybe they'll do a clip. I don't know. I can't find it on YouTube right now. Let's see. Did I lose its story altogether? I sure did. Dang it. I lost the story altogether. Well, hold on. Let me see if I can find it real quick. How do you spell? Let's see. How do you spell? Dang it. This is live, folks. We're on live. And this is the stuff that happens on live. Okay, so let's go back to this. I can't even find. Okay, let's go back. Okay, Trump last. Okay, here we go. Let's just play this.
Because of lots of things, like Nikki Haley is in charge of security. We offered her 10,000 people, soldiers, National Guard, so whatever they want, they turned it down.
Trying to see what the advice was. This is not on YouTube. This is on my. And I don't like they don't get to the point real quick. Let's see.
Things like that. He kept saying.
Okay, so apparently he doesn't address it. Maybe that's why I couldn't find it on YouTube, because he may not have addressed it. He did it on Truth Social. So it says apparently Donald Trump is not interested in opinions from former White House Press Secretary Kaylee McEnany, no matter how many compliments she throws in. So she said something. I believe I did, but I don't want to quote her. I believe I've seen it already, but I don't want to quote it. It must be something old. But he says, I don't need any advice from Rhino Kaylee McEnany on Fox, the ex-president said in a post on Truth Social. That's why I can't find it on YouTube. Late on Tuesday, after winning the New Hampshire primary against his last major rival, Nikki Haley. Let's see. Just had a giant victory over badly failing candidate Bird Brain, and she's telling me, wait a minute, just had a giant victory over a badly failing candidate Bird Brain, and she's telling me what I can do better. Save your advice for Nikki. So apparently, Kaylee McEnany says that he could do something better. Let's see. What does she say? Let's see. Rhino's acronym for Rhino is an acronym for Republican in name only. One of Trump's go-to slights for party members he doesn't like. Bird Brain is the nickname he's adopted for Haley. He's calling Nikki Haley Bird Brain. Meanwhile, he doesn't even know who the difference between Nancy Pelosi and Nikki Haley is. Okay. McEnany comments about Trump on Fox News where she now works were hardly critical. Let's see. What does she say? See, in fact, during today's election analysis, she just declared him the presumptive nominee. He's probably she probably is. And then she asked, "Do Republicans really want to win?" See, President Trump, I would go home tonight. I'd go to my victory party. I would celebrate. I've made history yet again. But then I'd go home, I'd look under the hood, she said. And when you look under the hood of our Fox News voter analysis data, you'll find that 32% of Republicans say we won't vote for Trump. She continued, noting that Haley won a solid chunk of independent voters. So I go home, if I'm Trump, I celebrate, then I say I gotta unite this party, I gotta win independence. That's how I beat Biden That's how I beat Biden, McEnany said. So apparently, Trump is not happy at all with McEnany, who was his press secretary. Remember, he said he hired the best people. Not happy at all that she's saying that Trump needs to go and really evaluate and look under the hood as to what's going on, because you need them independence, which is true, which is absolutely true. And Trump is a narcissist, and narcissistic people have fragile egos. You can't talk about people like that. you can't talk about a narcissist and say that they make any suggestions, because they're gonna get upset. And as a matter of fact, I just went through that a couple of days ago. Somebody was upset with your boy. Okay. Trump wins New Hampshire, and Haley vows to fight on. Key takeaways from the race. Let's see what else. Let's just look at this college thing real quick. Who was the names really fast? About a half a dozen. Let's see. Columbia University, Duke University, Yale, Emory University, and Brown University will pay $19.5 million to settle the case. Oh, each of them have a little bit. Let's see. Duke. It's Columbia and Duke got to pay $24 million. And they got spokespeople. I just want to run it real quick. Settlements which are pending judge approval arrived 2 years after 8 former students filed a class action lawsuit against 17 elite schools, including most members of the Ivy League. So it was the Ivy League that was holding it back. Okay, the students claimed the colleges and universities used a shared methodology to calculate financial need in a way that reduces institutional dollars to students from working and middle-class families, describing it as price-fixing cartel. The schools have denied the charges, yet they're going to have to pay the money. Now back to Trump. Okay, so let's see. This race is far from over. Haley defies pressure to drop out. Listen, I wouldn't drop out either. I mean, dude got 91 charges, 4 indictments. I wouldn't drop out either. Why would you drop out? I mean, anything can happen any day. Well, I don't understand why you would drop out. Trump beats Haley. Let's see. Trump beats Haley. Biden's symbolic win. Oh, that's what I want to talk about too. Why they touting a win in the New Hampshire primary for Democrats when it really wasn't one, because Biden wasn't even on the ballot, and he won because they wrote him in. Come on, man. There was. I didn't even know there was one. I didn't even know there was one. But apparently there was. Let's see. South Carolina is next big race. Trump already has an important advantage. Absolutely. Because as you can see in the thumbnail, the sycophants is fighting, breaking their neck, jumping over each other. to for first place in the sycophantic butt kissing race. They are falling over each other. Okay, let's see. Let's go on YouTube, see if I can find that. Let's see, Tim Scott. As I heard something about that. See, Nikki Haley says Trump mentally fit, but I think he's declining. Come on, man. If you're gonna insult him all the way. Don't preface your insult with. Hold on, let's hear this.
Always to be strong in Iowa. We start at 2%.
Hold on. She gonna preface the insult. Listen, they gotta walk on eggshells.
With former UN Ambassador Nikki Haley. We met her at a campaign stop in Windham, New Hampshire. That's about 30 minutes from here in Manchester. You wanted a two-person race. Now you have it. How do you win it? I mean, we feel really good. You know, the goal was always to be strong in Iowa. We started at 2%. We finished with 20%. Now it's to be stronger in New Hampshire and then to get even stronger in South Carolina. Is Donald Trump mentally fit to be president? I think he's mentally fit, but I think he's declining. And
hear that? I think he's mentally fit, but I think he's declining. Come on, man. You either going to insult him, you're either going to tell the truth, or you're not. He's a he's a consistent liar.
I'm very pleased to say it's Nancy Pelosi, the former House.
Okay, now they're going to interview Nancy Pelosi. I just pulled this up. This was yesterday. And she's gonna talk crazy about Donald Trump, I'm sure. But let's hear what you have to say.
The current Speaker Emerita. Madam Speaker, we have so much to ask you. We're so glad you could be here with us tonight.
She's on the Rachel Maddow show, by the way.
Thank you. You have been invoked. You have been invoked in this current discussion that we're having, I'm sorry to say, because the former president, in campaigning in New Hampshire, did repeatedly try to attack you over the response to the January 6th insurrection at the U.S. Capitol building. His opponent, Nikki Haley, has made a lot of hay out of the fact that in trying to attack you, he kept using her name instead. We've heard what Nikki Haley thought about that confusion, that mistake by Donald Trump, but I don't know what you thought about it, and I'm curious. Well, let me just say I'm not going to spend too much time on Donald Trump's cognitive disorders. But what I am going to say, and I want to, in friendship, say to Chris, he tried to say that Nikki Haley did not allow the National Guard to come, but it was Nancy Pelosi. It wasn't nobody. It was Donald Trump.
She almost said Joe Biden.
Knows, and you know, Mitch McConnell, Chuck Schumer, and I begged for hours for the National Guard to come. He knows that we don't have the authority to bring the National Guard. The president does. Sad to say for the District of Columbia, because every other state, the governor has that power. So I'm more concerned about what he was trying to accuse her of than, again, his many misrepresentations. But don't
see. Here's the thing. See, Donald Trump knows that these people that follow him are going to believe anything that comes out of his mouth. That's why he can say whatever he wants to say, right? That's why you can, like she's explaining to you, and it makes a total sense. Like, how is the president going to ask Nancy Pelosi, I got it confused now, about National Guard? When at any other time as a presidency that a president consults with the Speaker of the House about national security, about National Guard, about any of that? Like, the president has the last say so, or the first say so, first and last, right? So why Donald Trump would say we tried to give her 10,000 troops? That's a lie. It's a lie because it doesn't make any common sense. And if you're going to be president, you probably should have common sense, but it doesn't even make common sense. Like, you don't even have to know the particulars. The president is the president. Nobody has more power than the president as a single person. Now, the Senate collectively can kick out the president, can impeach the president. The House, actually the House and the Senate collectively have to do that. The Supreme Court, they can do certain things, but they have to do it as a collective. Donald Trump and the president of the United States has the ultimate power. So why he keeps saying that it was Nancy Pelosi's fault, I have no idea. Other than he can tell you whatever lie that he wants to, and you'll believe it. Because if you look at the thumbnail, you see the head on that I put on his face. Absolutely. I mean, whether you believe the Bible or not, the story's in there where there's a figure that you're going to think that is godlike, and I'm paraphrasing, but it's really a wolf in sheep's clothing. It's really somebody else. This is that guy. This is that guy that you think is all powerful and he's all wonderful and all of that, because that's who and what you want to worship, and you want representing you. Like, you don't care that he uses quotes from Hitler. You don't care about that. You don't care that he's on open mic grabbing people by the crotch. You don't care nothing about that. And you probably even go to church, a lot of you. And you don't care nothing about that. He says, he tells the Proud Boys. They ask him, like, can you say something to him and calm him down? What did he say? Stand back and stand by. You know what stand by means? Stand by means get ready. See, but y'all wanna give this dude all kinds of praise because he praises himself, and you latch on to that. Oh, he had the lowest unemployment ever. Not true. It's lower now. Gas prices were a little bit lower, yeah, but when you said that when it wasn't as low as when Obama was in office, but you didn't give him credit at all. So you give selective credit. This dude says that when they went in there and got the when they did the raid and they got the Bin Laden raid and they did all these other stuff, Trump said that Obama didn't do anything, and all he did was make the call. Yet this dude comes in and says, I got Roe versus Wade overturned. He had nothing to do with that other than appointing judges who lied in their confirmation hearing and said it's already settled case law. That means that it's already been done. We're not going to revisit it. Guess what they did? They revisited it. And y'all believe all of this. He can say whatever, and y'all believe it. Y'all make up lies to bolster the lies that he tells, and then you add your own stuff in there. Like I did the video yesterday, or the live yesterday, where I was talking about the Trump's sores on his hand, and somebody came in and said they're blisters, or they're coming from with golf gloves or something like that, right? Something to do with the gloves and the golf and all of that, right? There's no evidence of that at all. Trump has not even said anything about it. So how is it that you know that the reason why he had blood on his hands is because he was playing golf and it had something to do with the gloves and the golf and the gloves and all of that? Like, how do you know that? You make up stuff on your own. I heard clips where he's saying that some of these Trump supporters, they say they told us, or he told us what was going to happen, and it happened. That's because he can lie and say whatever he wants to. Nancy Pelosi herself said I had no control over that, which is absolutely true. Absolutely true. Now, I'm not a fan of Nancy Pelosi because Nancy Pelosi is more concerned about continuing to make trades based on insider information than to stop trades altogether, because it is true that politicians get information before the public does. And if that's the case, why are you allowed to trade stocks? There are many times, and there are people in Congress, in in the whole Congress, and you got these judges and all that accepting gifts and all kind. I mean, there's no honor in there, and that's why I put the devil horns on Donald Trump, is because he's the leader of all that. He's the leader of all that. I mean, this dude lies constantly. And he's got these sycophants behind him in the picture. They're praising him. They're praising him. Why? Because they're greedy. Why are they greedy? Because they want power. Ramaswamy is a successful tech guy. He doesn't need to be anything involved with the government. But this dude wants to shut the door on opportunity for immigrants. He was saying that you gotta if you're below 25, you got to go in the army before you can vote or something like that. It's something crazy. It's ridiculous, crazy. And so that's what it is. These people are not dumb, and they're not crazy, but they want power, and they know that a lot of Trump supporters are dumb and crazy, both. Why is it that when you indict Donald Trump, you have to worry about death threats? Why is that? Because his followers are dumb and crazy. Because you'd have to be dumb to go risk your freedom of going to jail. And some people think that if you do something to a judge, that you're somehow preserving freedom, which I don't know where you get that from. Because if you can't trust the system, what do you have? And where was all this uproar when? Where was all this uproar when it was found that black people get sentenced at more harshly than their white counterparts? Where was all the outrage then? Where was all the 2 tiers of justice when Donald Trump runs a full-page ad in the New York Times, I believe, saying that these 5 young men, that now known as the Central Park 5, need to be, executed or whatever he said, something to that effect. It's like when Trump is being the accused, it's ridiculous. It's all kind of different stuff. It's election interference. It's all these different things. But when you make the accusation, him and all of the sycophants, the Trump supporters and all that, they're all for it. Two-tier system of justice, really, for a billionaire? So you mean it's a 2-tier system of justice for a white billionaire? Yet nobody has said anything about 2 tiers of anything before it was Donald Trump being accused. Now look at what's happened. You heard him on tape saying he grabs people by the crotch, and yet he's in court fighting over how much he's going to pay that lady. And then you got people who say, I don't care if he's convicted. I'm going to vote for him anyway. I'm going to vote for him no matter what. What is that? That's stupidity. Because when these people are going to wake up when something bad happens to them based upon what Trump has done. So, for example, a lot of the Republican. Matter of fact, I know a Republican from Florida, a female Republican from Florida, was all for the abortion ban, and It wasn't until it affected her personally that she clicked in her head that this might not be something that we want to do. She had to go to another state or whatever, and she was in some type of civil service. And I mean, when I say that, I mean like she was a public official of some kind. And then that's what I'm saying. Like a lot of times, their decisions be politically based. That's why, like, it's they're in Congress right now, trying to figure out what they're going to do about the border, and they don't want to move too fast because they don't want Joe Biden to get the credit. So, which is it? Do you want to do something about the border, or do you want to do something about the border until after the election so that somebody else can get the credit? That doesn't seem serious at all. Like you're not like you want to talk about the border, but let's not do it now. Let's wait till we find out what the election is. Okay, and then what if Joe Biden wins? Then what you gonna do? You banking on Trump winning? I doubt it. I doubt very seriously if Trump's gonna win, because if the choice is Joe Biden or Donald Trump, I gotta go with Joe Biden, right? Listen, they say you got to hold your nose and vote. I mean, it's a damn shame that's all the choices we got. That's a damn shame that you gotta pick somebody who's been indicted 4 times with 91 charges, or somebody who's he's old, he's probably in cognitive decline. He he doesn't do anything for black people, but when do they ever? I mean, you know what I'm saying? So these are the choices we have, and it's a shame that that's the only choices we have. The Democratic Party, I mean, they're just like the Republican Party in that they don't do certain things if it's not politically advantageous. They're not going to make a whole lot of, like, I mean, the Democratic Party themselves, the DNC, they know that Joe Biden shouldn't be there. But you think they would tell Joe Biden to step aside? First of all, the legacy is going to be crazy. And people are so worried about what happens after their presidency and all of that. The legacy is going to be a problem, because how can you going to ever live down the fact that you step aside? And if you step aside, now you got to put Kamala Harris in there. The Democratic Party already knows that's a disaster. You can't put Kamala Harris, Kamala, whatever it is, and think that you're going to do any type of winning. No, she's terrible. Like the president is terrible and the vice president is terrible. Donald Trump is terrible. It's just a big. I wish I could cuss, but it's just a big ish show with no serious choices. Like I mean, you can't be serious if you really gotta get in the text from my job. We gotta get out of here. You can't be serious if the only choices are Donald Trump and, you know what I'm saying? You can't be serious as a country, as a political party, or anything if Donald Trump and Joe Biden are your choices. You can't be serious. You just can't. I mean, you mean to tell me that out of all of the millions and millions of people in America, and the millions of public officials there are in America, like the best choice is Joe Biden for the Democrats and Donald Trump for the Republicans? So we've all seen the videos where Joe Biden's running around there sniffing on the people who've been sniffing on. We're gonna put it that way. We've all seen those videos, and it's weird. And then you got Donald Trump, who's a liar and has 91 charges pending, He's been on tape saying, different things. He claims to be religious, yet he can't. Like he says 2 Corinthians. Even I know it's 2 Corinthians. So I mean, and that's something you don't mistake. You don't say 2 Corinthians. He said that. He's not serious at all. He's a con man, and you have to be rational to understand that it's a con. When are you going to understand that it's a con? When he dies and then it comes back and all this stuff comes, and nobody cares anymore, or when he loses, he might run it. He must be 2024. He might run in 2028. If he loses, he's probably going to run in 2028 if he's not in jail. I hope they throw that man in jail, and I hope he rots there, because I mean you can't have that. Like everybody talks about this freedom and all that stuff. Like, okay, I mean you really are going to pardon preemptively or pardon him? Like these candidates were saying in the primary that they would pardon Donald Trump. Yet when they actually through in court set aside the verdicts and pardon, I'm not sure if they pardoned him, but they, however they arrived to releasing the Central Park 5, he wouldn't even apologize. So I don't know how anyone who is serious about the country could follow Donald Trump. Like you want somebody who actually in court was found to not be responsible for a crime that you did all these years in prison for. You can't even get an apology from that dude. Yet this the same dude who wants you to believe that he's innocent and that the system is corrupt when it applies to him, but nobody else. Central Park 5, they weren't supposed to interview them dudes and they underage and all that. Yet they interviewed for hours on end. It's a known fact that if you beat somebody down long enough with all these questions, these are teenagers, their brains are not even developed all the way. You go in there and get a confession, and that's how you get your conviction. When it's overturned, when some real adults get in the room and they look at that whole situation and they overturn it, you can't even get an apology from Donald Trump. Yet Donald Trump wants to believe that there's a 2-tier system of justice for a white millionaire. Nobody believes that. Nobody believes that. But people will lie so they don't look bad. I've learned that in my years. Like, people will lie and will continue to lie and add on to the lie just so they won't look bad. Like, for example, I quote this, and I'm gonna, one of these days I'm gonna really look to see if I can find that clip again, because I don't remember where I found it. It's probably gonna take some time. But there's a guy that he said he does not want to. He does not want to believe that. Believe in evolutionism. He wants to believe. He'd rather believe in creationism. He doesn't want to believe in evolutionism. Why? Why would he rather believe in creationism? Because he doesn't want to. How did he phrase it? He doesn't want to be associated with monkeys. So he said he doesn't want to. He doesn't want to believe. That's what he said. He doesn't want to believe that he came from a monkey. And this was an older white man. And you know what? When they use the word monkey, you know what they're referring to. And so that years of using that word in a derogatory way against black people would totally, if nothing else, it make you feel some kind of way, because if you are calling black people monkey, and you came from a monkey, you just happen to be over time just change your shade. It probably doesn't feel too good, right? So, because well, if I'm a monkey, and you know what I'm saying, so that's why he doesn't want, he completely disbelieves, he completely disbelieves a certain ideology because of his because of his own personal feelings about what he's done that's associated with that word. So, in other words, how can I call this person a monkey and look and laugh at him and all of that when we all came from monkeys? So that I don't have to mentally deal with that, I'm going to believe in creationism, where God created us specifically outside of that. When, here's the other part that blows people's minds sometimes, both can be true. Both creationism and evolution can be true, because there's nothing that says that, because listen, if you think that the world was created in 7 days and that those 7 days were 24 hours, you're a lunatic. If you don't believe that the Bible is general, even if you believe it, if you don't believe that it's general and not really specific, you're also a lunatic. So if it says in the Bible God created this and God created that, it doesn't break down how it created. God, if God created man, right? It doesn't break down like, it just appeared. I mean, God creating man could supposedly become from fish or something like that, and whatever. You got whales in there that have to breathe, they have to go down, they have to come back up for air. So, who knows? But stuff evolved. But that doesn't mean that if something is evolving, that doesn't mean that if you believe in God, that he doesn't have anything to do with that, or he didn't do it in that way. So you create multiple different species along the way. Like DNA, I think chimpanzees or some and humans are really pretty close. Yet a chimpanzee is a chimpanzee and a human is a human, but pretty close. Like you got other species that are close in DNA like that. So if they're close in DNA, is it far-fetched to think that it could have possibly been derived from the same origins? I don't think that's far-fetched at all. But can both be true? Absolutely, both can be true. So, but if you call in black people monkeys, and now you find out that you came from a monkey, how's that gonna make you feel? So, these are the people that follow Donald Trump, though. But listen, these type of people are not just on the right. So, I have a problem with the right and the left. Right? I have a problem with you telling your underage child that it's okay to go get gender reassignment surgery. Listen, if you can't go buy alcohol, you shouldn't be allowing people to do gender ruining type surgeries, and your brain's not even developed yet. Like, you don't even know what you don't know yet. Like, and you're making these permanent decisions. I don't think that should be. I don't think that if you were born a boy and you competed in a sport as a boy 2 years ago, that today, now 2 years later, you should be competing as a woman. I don't believe that either. Whether it be combative sports or anything else. Now, if you want to associate, if you were born a boy and then now you want to associate as a woman, and then go play chess. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Go play chess. Nothing wrong with that. Because now gender is out of the mix. Like it doesn't matter. But if you at some point you grew up as a boy, had testosterone running through your system as a boy, at boy levels and all of that, and then you go take some drugs for 2 years or however long they say you got to take it. How does that deal with bone structure? How does that deal with, like, because men and women's bodies are different. How does it deal with any of that? The stuff that's already been laid, the foundation. So foundationally, you've been progressing as a boy, and now you want to say, well, I'm not a boy, I feel like I'm a woman. And then now you want to, a couple years ago, you competed in men's sports, and now you want to compete as a woman. That's garbage. That's garbage. If you want to be fair, you got to make a transgender category. That's what you should do. That's going to make it fair. But again, you have the left. Then you got, some of these politicians can't even answer what a woman is. That's insane. So it's not just that I'm talking crazy about, the Trump side. There's a lot of left-wing activists that are ridiculous. I mean, they take it too far. And then they associate those with woke. Listen, woke means I'm not asleep. I'm aware of what's going on, and I'm not with your bull stuff, right? I'm not with that. That's what woke means. Now, anytime you your opposition is determining what your movement is, first of all, you got to take it with a grain of salt, because they have an agenda to misrepresent what that. But let's say we're talking about woke. Yeah, they have an agenda to misrepresent what that is. Now, it started I believe it started in the civil rights community, right? In that you're not finna just do me any kind of way. You're not finna just pull me over for no reason and then go looking for stuff. I mean, it happens all the time, but I'm not going to sit there and just accept it, because I'm aware that you're breaking the law. Like, you're not going to throw my camera away and destroy my footage because you don't want me to see or you don't want anybody else to see what's on the footage. All of that is woke. Like, I'm not going to sit here and believe, whatever it is you want to believe. Like if you look at, there's a couple of documentaries on Netflix right now about how they went and took soldiers. They went and took soldiers and experimented on the soldiers. Why are they taking soldiers and then I think it was LSD or PCP or one of those, some kind of hallucinating drug, to experiment with drug warfare? Your own soldiers. And what they tell them? Oh, it's just experiments, and we're just going to do that. That's what woke is. Woke is you're not finna just accept whatever they tell you. That's what woke is. But again, if you allow right-wing people that especially are in the belief that Donald Trump is innocent of anything, determine or define what your movement is, you even have to take that with a grain of salt, because what is the benefit from a Trump supporter saying something good about the word woke? Because listen, everybody should be woke. Everybody should be woke. They put woke because, listen, politicians do not, and people are so goofy that they don't even understand this. Politicians do not want you to be woke. That's how you can elect a Donald Trump. They don't want you to be woke. They want you to be asleep. That's why even the word woke itself, if you look at it in a dictionary, it's nothing derogatory. It doesn't mean transgender anything. It means that I'm not going to accept just anything you tell me. That's what woke is. I'm not going to accept just anything you tell me because I'm awake. I'm aware. Think about it. You are mad about the word woke. What's the opposite of woke? What's the opposite? Are you claiming to be the opposite of woke? It's not anti-woke because anti-woke is not even a thing. It's either woke, because woke comes from rest and sleep. If you're not asleep, you're awake. A derivative of awake is woke. What's the derivative of sleep? Nothing, because you're asleep. So, yes, if you look at the thumbnail, it's symbolic, absolutely, but look at it. Look who's right there. Marjorie Taylor Greene, Vivek Ramaswamy, Tim Scott, and his son. I don't know that I forgot. Is one of his sons, right? Who cares? And then you got Donald Trump, who he don't even believe. More than half of what he says, he don't even believe. But he has to repeat it because that's a part of the con. Okay, explain this. If you don't think it's a con, explain this. Donald Trump came into office saying that he don't need your money. Yet, every chance he gets, he's fundraising. What happened? Oh, I don't want to pay the legal fees. Okay, well, don't do no crimes then. You don't want to pay the legal fees, then don't do no crimes then. Did he get caught with papers? Absolutely. Were they highly sensitive? Absolutely. Was he talking about it on tape that these are sensitive? Yes. Did he pay a porn star? He absolutely did. Was he married? Absolutely. Why are you paying a porn star if you're married? If you're so, if you like the chosen one. If you're the chosen one, since when did any chosen one ever pay a porn star? Explain that. What's the other one? Oh, why are you fighting a case for cooking the books in New York to the point where they don't even want you to do business there no more? That's where you came from. That's your hometown. That's your hometown. And you say that there's no New York is not friendly. That's your home, and yet the people there are not friendly to you. Why? Because most of your supporters come from other areas. I mean, New York is like in the forefront of business. New York and L.A. That's where you do your business, right? That's why you're in New York. You're not in Oklahoma. I don't even know if you own anything in Oklahoma, but you're not in Oklahoma doing no major business. You're in New York, and you've been to New York. Your dad is from New York. All of that. Your casinos were in New Jersey and all of that stuff. Yet, you got a reputation for not paying nobody. I mean, how can you be a good dude? You don't pay somebody. You file for bankruptcy, and you say that all big time successful CEOs have filed for bankruptcy. But guess what? In that bankruptcy, there are a ton of people that don't get paid. There are a ton of people who say that you contract like Donald Trump contracted the people to do work for them and never got paid. Some people going on a business. That's a good dude. That's who you want to run for president. Like this dude that filed bankruptcy. These people didn't get money because they're doing work for Donald Trump. They believed in him and all of that, and then bam, bankruptcy. I don't get paid. So that's cool. You approve of that. Oh, and are you going to come up with something? Oh yeah, whatever, right? I don't think like that really. But that's how I go. Like, and he's got people really convinced that he's the good guy. He's the chosen one. You know why? Because he's a con artist. So with that, we're going to get out of here. They bugging me and telling me to get out of here, so we're going to get out of here. But, yeah, Donald Trump is a wolf in sheep clothing. And until and unless you come to that realization, you're going to realize it when it's too late. Because a lot of these dudes, they do stuff. They go to the January 6th thing, and they see, what the consequences are. You had this video where this lady said, "Please, Donald Trump, come and help us. We're being convicted." All the kind of stuff. Crickets. He was in there talking in some of his rallies. Said, "Go ahead and beat the people up because I got your legal bills." Can anybody name anybody legal bills that he picked up there, from those rallies? So we did a story about when he said, "Okay, food for everyone," and he cut out, didn't pay the bill. So listen, I mean, you have this idea that Donald Trump is this or that. I feel sorry for you. I really do. Because at some point, it's all going to come out and you're going to look really stupid for supporting that dude. You're going to look real stupid. So a lot of people say, well, they support him for the financial. But because he gave you tax cuts? A lot of people are saying they weren't even affected. Like it only affected really top income producers, and most of the people that say that weren't even affected. Most of the people say they can't even pay their bills, right? They worried about tax cuts. So okay, we're gonna get out of here. But thanks for stopping by. It was supposed to be a members only, but I don't know if it actually worked out to be that. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe it's the replay or something. I don't know. That's probably the replay. I don't know. We'll see. But we're still working out all the kinks. And I'm looking to get into a different system, but the problem is the more stuff you add on to the stuff, the more internet bandwidth you need, and sometimes it's just mobile. So this is probably the best it's going to get in terms of like the least amount of internet that's required. But we're going to work on it. So yeah. So beyond that, check out the description how you can become a member. We're trying to make it so we can do members only stuff. Chats and stuff like that, and lives and stuff like that, and then put it out to everybody else later, just so we can get y'all to support the channel, and because we need the support so we can continue to do these. So go look at, stay tuned, and go look at the stuff that we talked about. Do your own little research. Stay woke, because woke don't mean transgender necessarily. Woke means you're not going to just tell me anything. That's what woke means. You want to define that? Woke means you ain't going to just tell me anything. Woke means that I'm going to do my research, and I'm going to research the research, because you got people that's out here running around talking about Obama's in office and Donald Trump is actually running the country, but he's running it. I mean, all kind of conspiracy theories. Check your sources. That's what I'm going to tell you. So, and check that join button right here, too. So with that, this has been the Hood Trucker News Live with your host, the Hood Trucker. Till next time.